Good evening and welcome. Sip Ansul, audio video Girish, audio video. Sip Girish, Sip Sangamji, Sip Rekha, Sip Ashok, Sip Pankaj, Sip Leena, Sip Mrs. Sadhwani, Sip Paratyama, Sip Sagai, Sip Raju, Sip Yogini, Sip Atmaklay, Sip Ashok Nichani, Sip Bliss, Sip Prabha, Sip Rajaratnam, Sip Puja, Sip Meera, and the rest of you. I cannot see you all, but I welcome you all to the call. So today we are going to start administrating the subject of today's call. The spiritual world versus the material world. We are going to get into an interesting discussion of what is the difference between the spiritual world and the material world. And then we will have question answers, but we will just first get into understanding the spiritual world and the material world. So my dear friends, how is the spiritual world different from the material world? That is the challenge for us to understand. Yes, I'm sorry, it's taking me a moment to settle down. Why is it important to understand the difference, spiritual world, material world? Because this will transform our life. If we don't understand the difference, what is the material world, what is the spiritual world, we will just live and we will die and we will not even know who am I. And we will not understand, we will just be chasing success and achievement because we were taught that success is happiness, and we will run and life will be done. And then ultimately we will just be reborn, and this will go on and on and on because we are not enlightened with the truth. Therefore, it is so important for us to understand the difference between material life, spiritual life. Let us analyze. And then as I said, we'll be having question answers after that. But let's analyze. In the material world, we live as the body and we suffer. Right or wrong? In the material world, we think this is me. I gotta lie. My head is paining, my head is bursting. Yeah, that's the material world. In the spiritual world, you are not suffering because you are free from suffering of the body. In the spiritual world, you realize I am not the body. And then what happens? You realize I am the divine soul. You are liberated from the triple suffering. So you have to choose. You have to choose. You want to live in the material world, or do you want to live in the spiritual world? This is a choice. And we have to make the choice. And depending on our choice, we will be happy or unhappy. I love this song. I often sing this song. I say, Ye tan hai rota, ye man tadapta, अहंकार ये दुखी होता है, इन सब मुसीबतों का सुलझाव एक है, एहसास ये होना है. इस जग में तो दुखी हर कोई होता है, पर क्यों हमें कष्ट ये सहना है, अविद्या ही कारण है, अविद्या को दूर करना, सच का एहसास हमें करना. हाँ, ये तन है रोता, ये मन तड़पता, अहंकार ये दुखी होता है. Why? Because we are constantly thinking. What are we constantly thinking? That we are the body, the mind, and the ego. And as long as we continue to think like this, that we are the body, we are the mind, we are the ego, we are going to continue to suffer. So therefore, my friends, we want to choose. We want to choose whether we want to live in the material world or we want to live in the spiritual world. We live as the mind. As the mind, there is fear, worry, stress, anxiety. In the spiritual world, there is no mind. There is no mind. There's no need to fear, worry, stress, anxiety, because you live in a state of consciousness. In the spiritual world, you're free from thought. In the material world, in thought, you are caught. So do you want to suffer as the mind? So my dear friends, we are going point by point. Do you want to suffer as the body in the material world, or you want to be free? You want to suffer as the mind, or you want to be free? So each point will give us an opportunity to think. Huh? In the spiritual world, what do we say? We say, मन बड़ा है चोर चैन चुराता है डर और चिंता में हमें डुबाता है सत्य छुपाता है मिथ्य दिखाता है शांति जो अपनी मन चुराता है मन को है मारना दुश्मन बड़ा है वो मन को जो मारे मुक्ति वो पाता शांति से मिला क्या हसी आनंद सत्य के चित्त में मिला. I don't know how many of you are able to sing these songs and feel the peace, that bliss. How many of you enjoy? Because if you don't, then you will continue to suffer, my dear friends. You have got to live in Sat Chit Anand. So, point number 3. In the material world, you live as the ego. You get angry, you hate, you take revenge, you become jealous. Every human being who lives as the ego will live with anger, hate, revenge, and jealousy. So how are you going to deal with it? If you go to the spiritual world, there's no anger, there's no hate, there's no revenge, there's no jealousy, because you are not the ego. The moment you realize, I am not the ego, I am not the body, I am not the mind, you're free. But it's not easy, because to transcend body, mind, ego, to go from the material world to the spiritual world, that is what we can answer in the question answer session. But at this point of time, what are we saying? नफरत क्रोध और ईर्ष्या ये अहंकार के कारण होते हैं हम एक दूसरे से अलग है ये अविद्या के कारण सोचते हैं हो अहंकार विद्या में डूबता है प्रभु से दूर हमें कराता है प्रभु तो सबके अंदर बसते हैं सच में सब प्रभु है और कुछ ना है. नफरत क्रोध ईर्ष्या ये अहंकार के कारण है. We are all miserable because we are living in the material world. My dear friends, do you want to live in the material world or do you want to live in the spiritual world? In the material world, there's constant fear, stress, anxiety because of ignorance. In the material world, there is ignorance. In the spiritual world, there is realization. There is no ignorance. Therefore, you are free. Everything is Leela. Everything is Maya. So you have to choose. You want material world or spiritual world. अविद्या के कारण हम सब तड़पते अंधकार में जीते और फिर हम मरते पुनर्जन्म फिर हम लेते मुक्ति नहीं हम पाते प्रभु से एक ना होते. Decide you want material world or spiritual world. In the material world, you live as a human being. You think you are a human being having a spiritual experience. In the spiritual world, you realize you are a spiritual entity having a human experience. You realize you are a manifestation of the divine. Spirituality makes us realize we are not human beings. We are divine. We are God. And you have to choose. You want to live as man or you want to live as God. It is your choice. Because if you live as man, then you will suffer. इंसान इंसान नहीं है माया के कारण बस दिखता है सच में तो इंसान ही भगवान है सोचो सच में तो इंसान ही भगवान है तारों में दूर नहीं वो दिल के अंदर ही उसका स्थान है माया बड़ी शैतान है सोचो माया ये बड़ी शैतान है. We have to realize this. that if we are going to live in the material world, then we are not going to realize the truth. Then what's going to happen? We will not realize क्या उसने बनाया है ये माटी के पुतले, खुद को छुपाया इनमें माया के रंग में, इंसान के अंदर भगवान छुपा है, माया में पर ये इंसान डूबा है, दर दर वो ढूंढता रहता भगवान कहाँ है. You want to be like that? You want to run and find? 99% of the people in this world are running and finding. They don't know what? भगवान तो दूर नहीं है, दिल के अंदर ही उसका स्थान है, माया के कारण हम परेशान है. सोचो, माया के कारण हम परेशान है. My dear friends, in the material world we have fear of death. In the spiritual world we know we never die. I will never die. I am an immortal soul. Body will die. Death is not the end. It's just a bend. Enlightenment person knows, oh, the body has to go. This is a show. For an enlightened person, there's no fear of death. Death becomes a celebration. Death becomes a celebration. In the material world, we are living with greed. Ye chahiye. Mera so mera, tera bhi mera. In the material world. In the spiritual world, we have no more needs. We have fulfilled our need. Spirituality makes us live with contentment. We evolve. You know, the material world, what we think this world is a bed of roses. Have I told you all that story? One man, he was running, and he saw so many beautiful roses. He went and he jumped on the bed of roses. He did not realize the bed of roses was decorated on top of a well. He fell into the well and he was sinking in the well. This samsar, material world, is an illusory bed of roses. It fools us. It makes us think that, you know, all these sensual pleasures are very good. We are so busy with all the perfumes and skin creams. That's why people said one skin cream can cost 20,000 rupees, but they promised you to be wrinkle free. This is the analogy of the material world. Today, men are so busy earning money for women who want to spend on these things. Because women want to spend. Men don't spend so much. Men are greedy. Men are like the greedy monkey. Women want to beautify themselves, but men want to earn more. I always remember the man like a monkey. What did he do? He put his hand inside the jar like a monkey to pull all the bananas. And then he tried to pull all the bananas and his hand got caught. Then the person came and beat the monkey nicely. Man is like that. Man is greedy, and like a greedy monkey, the man gets caught in the material world. My dear friends, do you want greed? In the material world, there's greed. In the spiritual world, you are content fulfilling your need. In the material world, there is pleasure. There is no peace. In the spiritual world, there is peace and there is purpose. In the spiritual world, there is a Satchidanand. There is a different kind of pleasure. In the material world, we are running behind sensual pleasures. How long will we be happy? Will we attain that state of bliss? We don't realize. Satchidananda, पल भर की खुशी नहीं है, सच का एहसास ये है, चित्त में सदा रहना है, सच्चिदानंद ये है, सच्चा आनंद ये है. How many of us know the meaning of Satchidanand, my dear friends? You go and tell people Satchidanand, they what you're talking, what nonsense you're talking. Beer piyega? Will you have bottled beer or draft beer? I don't know what this bottle difference between bottled beer and draft beer. But people are all the time thinking this. Will you have vodka or wine? Notice that's so funny. I went that day to Maldives. I saw somewhere a smoking lounge. In the smoking lounge, I peeped inside. I thought I peeped in the wrong room because there were 4 men and 14 women, all smoking. 4 men and 14 women smoking in the lounge. Yes, because what we think, पल भर की खुशी तो क्या है, आती है ये जाती है, चीजों से जो है मिलती, ये तो सच्ची खुशी नहीं है। सच्चिदानंद वो हाल है, सदा खुश हम रहते हैं। सत का चित्त वो नशा है, जिसमें आनंदा ही आनंदा है। Have you enjoyed the nasha? Oh, my dear friends, have you enjoyed the nasha of the spiritual world? I will tell you, I have enjoyed both the worlds. I have enjoyed the material world and the spiritual world. In the material world, people are madly running after material possessions which don't belong to them. Huh? When you go to the hotel, what do? Do you pack the bed and the mattress and the pillows and take it home? You know this is only check in and check out. In the spiritual world, you realize check in and check out. You are not going to be here. In the material world, my dear friend, there is constant suffering. Constant suffering. But in the spiritual world, we are liberated from triple suffering on earth, and we are liberated from rebirth. We have to reach that state known as Jivan Mukta. Do you know the meaning of Jivan Mukta? Jivan Mukta wo kaun hai? जीवन मुक्ता वो कौन है, मिथ्य से जो मुक्ति पाता, स्थित प्रज्ञा वो ही है। सत्य के चित्त में जो जीता, मिथ्या मिथ्या है ये सत्य नहीं है, इसका एहसास वो है करता। सत्य के चित्त में वो है रहता, आनंदा में वो जीता, सच्चिदानंद में वो जीता। Are you in that state? सत्य के चित्त में जो रहता, आनंदा में रहता. Spiritual world takes you to the state of Sat Chit Anand, my dear friends. In the material world, we pray, but we don't know who's God. We pray, oh Prabhu, Prabhu, I bought for you coconuts. Prabhu, I bought for you diamond mukut. I bought. Why? Because my wife has got cancer. Prabhu, Prabhu, Prabhu. In the material world, we are so ignorant, we want to bribe God. In the spiritual world, we cut the noise to hear the divine voice inside. How many of you have reached that state? What state? Atmatrai, what state? That state is called Dil ke andar Prabhu का है एक धाम, छोटा सा धाम, मेरे अंदर प्रभु का है एक स्थान, छोटा सा स्थान, मैं नहीं हूँ, ये मंदिर इसका नाम. Do we know this is a mandir? Prabhu hai andar, but we are searching for Prabhu. How will we find? Because we are caught in the material world. My dear friends, in the material world, we are taught God lives in the skies, and we believe the lies. In the spiritual world, we experience what? I think that day Rajesh said. Rajesh is there on the call? That day Rajesh sang the song. So I was wanting to sing for him, but I don't know whether Rajesh is in the call or not. But he sang, I have got so many antras in this, but Rajesh's antra was, I liked antra Rajesh sang that day. He said, रामावध में काशी में शिव कान्हा वृंदावन में दया करो प्रभु देखूं इनको दया करो प्रभु देखूं इनको हर घर के आंगन में राधा मोहन शरणम सत्यम शिवम सुंदरम. When are we going to learn, my dear friends? When are we going to learn? When we move from a material world. You know, this material world, let me take a pause. You know what this material world does? It creates a prison. It makes us prisoners. We are caught in thought. We are not free from the mind. We are slaves of our senses. We crave till we reach our grave. We don't even realize nothing belongs to us. Hello? Hello? Jante ho? Oh, you are wondering why I'm screaming. I am screaming because till now, nobody understands. Hello? Nothing belongs to us. You heard. You heard. Nobody is ours. You heard. Nobody. Nothing. Some people say, why you say these things? They are so depressing. They are not depressing. They are the truth. We have to learn with detachment. Learn to live with detachment. Learn to live with the realization. And how should you live? प्रभु तो है हर जगह, हर शय में वो है, कोई जगह ना जहां वो नहीं है, कण कण में वो है, उसके बिन कुछ नहीं है, सब कुछ वही है, सब कुछ वही है, फूल में प्रभु है, फल में भी प्रभु है, मिठास में प्रभु है, सुगंध भी वही है, बागों के जादू में प्रभु ही समा है, सब कुछ वही. Can we realize this, my dear friends? This is the spiritual world. In the spiritual world, we are liberated and united. In the material world, we are die and we are reborn. And this goes on and on and on. We may come back as Mary or we will come back as John, but it will go on. When will we realize that we want liberation from rebirth on earth? When are we going to realize the truth? Spirituality means in the morning when you wake up, you don't play the song bale 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 bale. Some people they want to hear all kinds of amusements. Come on, yaar, thoda to maja kar de do, maja 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 maja, thoda to maja maja chahiye na, maja maja. But I know people, they hear only bhajan. They're driving in the car also, they want bhajan. If they're having shower also, bhajan. If they are doing anything, there are people who are divine people in this world. Divine people, they are constantly in the spiritual realm. When they are singing a song, what they're singing? मौत की सच्चाई क्या है, हम कभी ना मरते हैं, हम तो इस शरीर से मुक्त होते हैं जब ये तन मरता है, हम तो अमर आत्मा है, आत्मा कभी ना मरती है, एहसास जब होता हम तन मन नहीं संसार से मुक्त होते हैं, मौत की सच्चाई क्या है. When are we going to realize, my dear friends? When we flip from the material world to the spiritual world, then we are going to be liberated. What does it mean? So today, what are we talking about? We are talking about flipping from material world, spiritual world. And no, not flipping, choosing. You choose. You want, and remember I told you yesterday, don't try to balance. There is no balance. You have to integrate. And many of you did not understand. Integrate means you weave into one life. You don't have two lives. You can't go to some other world and live spiritual world, in this world only. But what you have to do is you have to choose. Point number one, you want to suffer as the body, live in material world. You want to be free from suffering of body, spiritual world. Point two, you want to live with worry and stress as the mind, material world. You want to live in consciousness free from that, spiritual world. You want anger, hate, jealousy as the ego, material world. You want to transcend ego and live as the soul, spiritual world. You want to live with ignorance, be in the material world. You want to realize the truth, spiritual world. You want to live and die as a human being, material world. You want to be liberated as the divine, as a manifestation of the divine, as the Atma, as the Ruh, spiritual world. Do you want to fear till you die, material world? Do you want to be fearless because you are an immortal soul, spiritual world? Do you want to make your need, your greed, material world? Do you want to live with contentment, fulfilling your need, Spiritual world. Do you want pleasure from achievement? Material world. Do you want peace and purpose? Spiritual world. Do you want to experience triple suffering? Be in the material world. Do you want to be liberated from triple suffering? Spiritual world. Do you want to pray and you don't know to who you pray, what you say, you are like a donkey, you bray? Material world. You want to experience God all the time in the temple of your heart? Spiritual world. Do you want to be reborn and go on and go on and go on, coming back to this world? Material world. You want liberation from this world, liberation from misery on earth, liberation from rebirth, and unification with the divine? Spiritual world. My dear friends, you know, you will be thinking, AiR is talking every day from 2 years to us. Why so few people are seeking enlightenment and spiritual path? I have dedicated next Friday's topic on that. Next Friday, the topic is why very few people are seeking enlightenment and spiritual path. Why? I will share with you why very few people. Most of the people, they want झूम बराबर झूम शराबी, झूम बराबर झूम, काली घटा है. They want काली घटा है, मस्त समा है. I have been in that zamana. Don't think I have not been. काली घटा है, मस्त समा है, जाम उठाकर झूम झूम झूम, झूम बराबर झूम शराबी. What does sharab do? Sharab only disconnects your intellect. Sharab makes you an animal. An animal. I was in the flight yesterday and that lady came and she said, sir, will you have champagne? Or will you have wine? Or will you have Baileys? Or will you? I told her, no, ma'am, give me blueberry juice. She said, sir, it's complimentary, sir. It's free. I told that lady, oh, it's free. If you pay me $100 to drink also, I won't drink. If you pay me $100 to drink also, I won't drink. She said, very funny, very strange. I said, blueberry juice, please, 2 glasses. I told, give me 2 glasses, blueberry juice. So my dear friends, you know, blueberry juice, for example, is so tasty, but people want angur ka pani. They want angur. Angur ka pani means sharab. Because they don't know. They don't know. What they don't know? तू यहाँ मुसाफिर है, ये सराय पानी है, 4 रोज की महिमा तेरी जिंदगानी है, जन जमीन जर जेवर कुछ न साथ जाएगा, खाली हाथ आया है खाली हाथ जाएगा, जान कर भी अनजाना बन रहा है दीवाने, अपने उम्र फानी पर तन रहा है दीवाने, इस कदर तू खोया है इस जहां के मेले में, तू प्रभु को भूला है फंस के इस जमेले में, आज तक ये देखा है पाने वाला खोता है, जिंदगी जो ना समझा जिंदगी पे रोता है, मिटने वाली दुनिया का एतबार करता है, क्या समझ के तू आखिर इससे प्यार करता है, कर गुनाहों से तौबा आके अब संभल जाए, दम का क्या भरोसा है जाने कब निकल जाए, हॉलीवुड के एक्टर रोज मरते हैं, 40 साल का आदमी है वो झिमझा के मर जाता है, आदमी 30 वर्ष में सोता है और वो ना जागता है, चढ़ता सूरज धीरे धीरे ढलता है, ढल जाएगा ढल जाएगा तुम क्या समझते हो, तुम जिंदगी पूरा जियोगे? हेलो, क्या गारंटी है आज तुम्हारा आखिरी दिन है? क्या गारंटी है? जागो जागो माय डियर फ्रेंड्स, जागो. Don't be amongst those people who are just dying without realizing. Don't die without realizing who am I. You will return to earth in a rebirth. I cannot guarantee whether you will be me or she, he or she. I don't know whether we will be a dog or a frog, a butterfly, a bee or a tree. I don't know. Nobody knows. But that day, I showed you one monkey was there with one hand. That poor monkey was holding one hand and he was trying to jump. How can a monkey jump with one hand from one branch to another branch? Normally, a monkey has one hand, he jumps and catches other hand. But this one monkey was suffering with one hand and he had one baby with him. My dear friends, this world is dukkha, but this world is also sukha. If you choose the material world, it is dukkha. If you choose the spiritual world, it is sukha. Next week, we will discuss why so few people are on this path. But today, please question me on enlightenment, on spiritual path, spiritual world, material world. What is holding you back? What is the problem? I would like to be able to answer all questions. I must tell you one thing before I close. I was listening to some world famous gurus, names I don't tell, world famous gurus. What happens when the soul leaves the body? And one guru says, when the soul leaves the body, no, when does the soul enter the body? Sorry, when does the soul enter the body? The soul enters the body sometimes in the first month, sometimes in the third month, sometimes in the 6th month. It depends soul to soul. Another person says the soul enters the body just like BBC and CNN and Doordarshan comes into the TV boom box, like that. This world is full of ignorance, and we have to be careful. We have to be careful not to get caught in myth. They are very, very learned people, and they may be having a lot of good knowledge. But my dear friends, we don't want knowledge, we want realization. And why I'm telling you this is, many of us, I often tell many of you, don't get carried away with what people say. That's why you have got Ask AiR. Ask questions. You question me, any question. I have to explain and give the answer to you to your satisfaction, not just tell you something. I have to explain and you have to be satisfied. Otherwise, I will accept your answer. I will accept, I don't know. I'm an idiot. I'm a fool. I will accept your answer. So my dear friends, with that, administrator, let us get on to question and answers. Please unmute and ask. We have already Rohit and Atmatray. Let's Rohit. Bolo.
Shivaham, Guruji.
Shivam, sir.
Guruji, when we die and take the next birth, we say that our mind and ego takes the next birth.
Correct.
As per the karma. So do we also carry memory along with the I mean,
so Rohit,
mind, mind.
So Rohit, tomorrow if I am dead, who will you ask this question? Tomorrow if I am dead, who will you ask the question? So I am going to ask you to answer the question by showing you how to answer the question. Okay, Rohit? I'm going to teach you how to find the answer. Are you ready?
Yes, Guruji.
Rohit, are you ready?
Yes.
I am asking you the question. Your question is, will the mind and ego carry the memory in the next birth? Correct?
Yes.
Now I'm asking you the question. Does your mind and ego that is alive today, has it carried the memory of your previous birth? You answer the question.
No, but there are certain gurus. There are certain gurus who say that he was something in his previous birth, and he
so knows. You want to believe Guru?
All 5 births.
That is not called Guru. That is called Rugu. That is not called Guru. That is called Rugu. Rugu means, you know what? Guru means takes you from Gu to Ru, from darkness to light. And the people who are Rugu, you know what they do? They take you from light to darkness. They take you Rugu. You want to go to Rugu?
No, Guru.
Huh? You want to go Rugu? You answer with your intelligence, Rohit. Is my logic to you right, or is my logic? You ask. Don't worry about. I am not Guru. Don't call me Guru. Nothing. No need. I'm an ordinary person like you. I am asking you, what does your logic?
I mean, I'm asking, when people get realized or enlightened, do they realize that what were their past births?
My dear, don't believe these stories. The person who realizes he is not the mind and ego. Where is the question of carrying the memory? Now you answer. I'm giving the next answer to you. Realization means You are not mind and ego. You are putting double ignorant question on the head now. You understand the point? What is realization, Rohit? Realization is the realization that the mind and ego does not exist. Where is the question of memory? Are you getting my point or not getting my point?
Yes.
No, I don't think you got my point. Realization means there is no mind. There is no ego.
Realization means no mind, no ego.
Then who's carrying the memory? Then who's carrying the memory? Got it? Got the answer?
Yeah, I mean, my first question was, when we take the new birth, mind and ego takes the new birth, is what we have said in our previous calls. So
Right.
do memory also gets carried from past
So I'm
birth?
asking you the question. Ask anybody in this call, 50 people in this call.
Because
50 people
I'm
anybody
asking this
carrying?
question. I'm asking this question because, for example, there are so many people who right from their birth are very intelligent, or maybe they have some kind of a very skill which from they can play instrument, or they have a lovely voice. Maybe they have this skill from their past birth, which we say in this birth that it is a boon that he has this nice
That's
voice,
possible.
or he has.
But that's possible. But that's not memory. That's called instinct. That's not memory. That's called, there are certain impressions. There are some things, there's something, some people call it vasana. There may be some qualities that a person's mind and ego carries, but it's not memory. Because imagine carrying a memory of a previous life. There is one case of Shanti Devi. People talk about Shanti Devi. 1 out of 8 billion people, or 2 out of 8 billion people, or 10 out of 8 billion people. Is that a good enough ratio? What about the 99.9999999%? What about them? So Rohit,
what
the
about
answer
Shanti Devi? Sorry.
Shanti Devi is one case where she is supposed to have gone to Banaras, and she's supposed to have recognized her previous husband, and she's supposed to remember where the well was in the house. There's one story. Now, there may be one odd case, maybe one freak case. It may be possible. Like, for example, God made male and God made female, but they also made some freak cases, no? There are some transgenders. Does it mean everybody must be a transgender? So there may be some freak cases, but in the normal sense, we don't carry our memories, and we are born with a clean slate. Please digest and please come back with I know that you're not fully convinced, but after Atmatra, you can come back with your question. Atmatra.
Sure, everyone.
Sure.
Sir, I have realized that God is omnipresent and omniscient.
Yeah.
But I have not realized that God is omnipresent. How to realize omnipresence of God?
That is God realization. If you say, what have you realized? Yeah. God is omniscient and omnipotent is what you said.
Yes, omnipotent and omnipotent है, वो तो जानते हैं.
Which means for the sake of the audience, yeah. You are telling, you agree God knows everything and God is all powerful. These 2 points you are agreeing.
Yes.
But God is all present, you don't agree. That is called God realization. That is the point of God realization.
Yeah.
And how do you get God realization, Atmatra? There is only one way to get God realization. What is the way?
Self-realization.
Perfect. And what is the self-realization, Atmatra? What is self-realization?
To know or to realize who am I.
Who am I? And what is the realization? Who am I?
I am a soul.
Good. And to realize I am the soul, first we must realize what I am. We realize I am not body, not mind, not ego. I am soul. What is the soul, Atmatra?
Spark of unique life.
And if the soul is spark of unique life, you are also soul, and Ashok Chotwani also is soul, and Nichani is also soul, and Girish also is soul, and Rohit also is soul. Everybody is spark of unique life, means we are all part of one power.
Right, sir. Right.
That means
I understand. I know, but I can't get it. When I'm in temple, I feel I'm near God, with God. But at home, it is difficult to.
So can I give you one method? Can I give you one method what you can do?
Yeah.
From today onwards, every person you meet,
Okay.
hold your hands and bow down. Hold your hands and bow down, including in your house. Don't think they will think you're a fool. Please try this.
Okay.
Every time you meet somebody, you put your hands and you bow down, because everybody is a manifestation of SIP. That is the truth. You don't think somebody is shaitan. You think everybody is Bhagwan. No, I'm just telling you how to realize God. I'm telling you. When you keep on doing this, maybe you will get that spark.
Okay.
Because what you're saying, you have the knowledge, but the knowledge has to crystallize into realization. See, you're being honest. One of the most important qualities is to be honest. Because if you're not honest, we cannot realize.
Right.
If you keep on saying, oh, मैं तो सब में प्रभु देखता हूँ. Everybody I meet, everybody is God. Even dog is God. You say like that. But actually, you don't see dog as God. You see everybody as dog. You see every human being as dog. How can it be God realization? You see every person say वो कुत्ता है, वो साला कुत्ता है, वो साला सुअर है, वो साला सुअर का बच्चा है. You think everybody, you think like that. How can it be God realization? That's how man thinks. No, man will look at somebody, he will say that's a dog, she's a bitch, he's suar, he's a pig. Man, every human being only thinks like this. That's how can we realize God then?
With the
that
problem.
is wrong. This is problem solve ho jayega. You keep on. You sing the song every day. प्रभु तो है हर जगह, हर शय में वो है, कोई जगह ना जहां वो नहीं है. वाइफ में प्रभु है, बेटा भी प्रभु है, काम वाली प्रभु है, नौकर भी प्रभु है, सिक्योरिटी प्रभु है, नेबर भी प्रभु है, ऊपर वाला प्रभु है, नीचे भी प्रभु है, गाली जो देता वो भी तो प्रभु है, सब कुछ प्रभु है, हर कोई प्रभु. You make a habit. You make this habit.
Yes, sure.
Because Atmatraya, this is the truth, Atmatraya. You doubt, you agree this is the truth, or you don't agree this is the truth?
Yes, I 100% agree, sir. My hate, jealousy has dissolved. Gone. But
the realization must come, no, Atmatraya. When you see a little bird singing, Panchi jo gati hai, you must feel that God is singing a song. Dog is wagging tail, you must think Prabhu is there. You must give biscuit to the dog. Cat comes and meow. It's a divine. It's a manifestation of divine. Try to do it. It's not easy.
Sure.
Atmatraya, please understand. Very few people are enlightened and liberated and united with God. If you can do it, then you become one with God.
Sure, sir. I will definitely do so.
Thank you. Tanu, Ru will come to you. But Rohit, I want to ask you whether you digested your question answer, or you are still not clear, Rohit?
Yeah, what I think is, Guruji, that I mean, my ask was that whether the memories also carry forward. So the impressions are carry forward. So should we call it as memory or not?
No, Rohit. Memory as such, memory is not carried forward, because otherwise we would all have memory of the past life. There may be some freak cases where memory is carried forward. Some people have got certain qualities which are given to them as a blessing, as a part of their karma. Somebody becomes an expert pianist, not because of his previous life, but maybe because of karma. Some people may have certain special qualities because of their past karma. Don't think that this is some magic show. Everything in this world is karmic. Even a transgender is born is karmic. Don't think God has made a mistake. God is perfect. SIP is perfect. So everything is run by universal laws. Otherwise, Rohit, this world, no, this earth, jo dharti ghumti hai, sometimes it should go 24 hours, sometimes 23 hours, sometimes 22 hours. It should make mistake. Why it is so accurate? Why it is so perfect?
Right. So
I know that you have listened to some gurus, but with all due respect,
many
due respect, huh?
I've listened to many gurus.
So with all due respect, I am not a guru, but I will tell you the truth. I am not a guru at all, sir, but I will tell you the truth. But I don't encourage you to get carried away by lies.
No, I mean, this is just came out of my mind, whether we also carry memory. I know, I mean, these are impressions which might be, which are getting carried in the next birth, the impression or vasanas, whatever we call it. And I have heard from one of the gurus that, because of our vasanas also, we take that kind of a birth, like a male or a female kind of due to some kind of a vasana, or with the like granthis which we have.
Rohit, let me tell you one thing. We are on a call with 50 people on the call. Let us not make presumptions. Let us use our intellect and discriminate. I'm only requesting you to do that. And if you lose you be silent today. And tomorrow, if you are not agreeing to me, come back. After all, you're coming on the call every day. Come back and discuss with me, because I would request you to spend a day contemplating on this. You will be in consciousness. You will get the right answer. I am promising you, you will get the right answer. If you are not in the mind state, switch off the mind, be in silence, be completely in dhyana, and you will get the answer. Come back tomorrow and give us your thoughts.
Sure, Guruji. Thank you.
Thank you. Tanu, Ru, you are next on the line. Ru. Otherwise, we'll go to Rekha Chaudhary. Ru, are you there? Okay. Rekha Chaudhary.
Your one story is a little confusing me. You said one story about elephant and guru, and two people were there. There was an elephant coming. Some story you told now once.
So
that story is confusing me. If we are able to speak to God, if God says things to us, and if the person in the world was living in Maya, so if he tells something to us, then one confusion will come to me, that should I believe the words of God? Should I believe the word of the person? Because the person is also God now.
Okay, let me give you the answer to your story. I know where you're coming from. So there was a man. They told him, elephant is coming, run. So that man said, why should I run? Why should I run? There is God is in elephant, God is everybody. Nothing, God will not do anything to me. Then one man came and told him, see, I am that elephant, I am the Mahout, I am the caretaker of that elephant. It's a mad elephant. Please run. I'm telling you, please run. That man said, no, my guru told me every God is in everybody. God is in everybody. My guru was today only my guru taught. God is in everybody. I will not move from here. The elephant came. Elephant caught that fellow and broke him into pieces. Haddi pasli jaise bolte na, hand, leg, sab fracture ho gaya. Then this man, he put fracture. He put cast. Heart may be plaster, paw may be plaster. He came to the guru. What guru? You told God is in everybody. And the elephant came and broke my hand and broke my leg. The guru said, yes, God is in everybody. And the elephant was, God is in elephant also. But God is in the Mahout also. The Mahout came and told you, mad elephant is coming. And mad elephant, you should run. Why you didn't listen to that God? So if you are listening to the God who is the Mahout, then you would not have broken your hand and leg. So we must be sensible. God is in everybody, but we must be sensible. Today, if there's a poisonous snake is there. God is in the snake also, but the snake's job is to be poisonous snake. If you go in front of the snake and say, "Main doodh pilati hu, आओ baby, main doodh pilati hu," what will happen to the snake? It'll give you one shot and you will be dead. So please use your common sense. Okay, thank you, Bliss. Yes, Bliss is administrator. Please read Bliss. Will you read Bliss? What's your question?
I'm not able to. Shiva, Shiva,
Shiva.
everyone. I'm not able to say what I write.
Yeah.
If you
Administrator, what is
can
she
read-
saying? Please hold, read out for me. PU Eru, who's reading out?
Yeah. Bliss is saying that almost every week, God reminds me that life is fragile and we leave with nothing. Just yesterday, a lady of 99 passed away with me and her family. All the attachment ties broken and all her possessions stayed here and she left. This is the reality. We live in a mirage and we live in illusion when we are not aware of spirituality.
Correct. What you say is correct, no bliss, but every day people are dying. But every day when somebody dies, we realize it for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, we forget. When there are people who come and tell me, actor died in gym, actor died in gym. Then I remind them, this samsara is a mithya and spirituality is satya. They agree for 10 minutes, maximum 20 minutes, 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, back to the material world. And then what do you do, Bliss?
No, it's not like that.
No.
But it's not easy always to live and spirituality because we are inside the illusion and it's not easy to.
It's not easy.
In the moment present.
It's not easy to live in spiritual life all the time, you say, right?
Yes.
That is because you are not like me. What is not like me means I enjoy the spiritual life every moment. I enjoy, but you don't enjoy every moment.
Yes, I enjoy every moment when I'm there. But
when you are not there, then what? When you're not there,
to shovel to shovel in the snow. I have to make the booth. I have to work. I have many occupation, and it's because I'm not always in spirituality.
That occupation is illusion. The occupation, our occupation is a big illusion. Big occupation is because we think we are body, mind, ego. I have only one occupation. You know what is my occupation? I have only one. Only one occupation. You know what?
Prabhu.
I am instrument of divine.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, I am here to do whatever you tell me to do. If you tell me to do Zoom call, I do. You tell me not to do Zoom call, I don't do. You tell me to walk, I walk. You tell me to go, I go. You tell me to sing, I sing. I am nothing. Oh Lord, I am nothing. You are everything. If you live like that, you live like a yogi. If you live like a yogi, you live in Satchit Anand. You live in the spiritual life. You have no desires. You enjoy whatever comes your way. It's not, I don't enjoy blueberry juice. I enjoy the juice. But if it comes, okay. If it doesn't come, okay. It is not, you go beyond the desires. You live a life of acceptance, a life of divine acceptance, a life of surrender. Then you are always in bliss. Is it easy? Is it easy?
No.
It's not easy. No, it's not easy.
No,
but this is the but this is the way to Ananda. This is the way to Ananda. Otherwise, we will always be unhappy. Yes, Swati.
As you say that we have to go beyond what we want, like, so only up to the thing that we need. That is like, even when we want to do that, there are so many things that make us go back into the material, like they either like dhakkam marke ya by any means. So then what do we do? Because like it's not we who are it's like the external this thing, and you have to give importance to them.
So this is the challenge. The external thing that you are controlled by is Maya, is Leela. What is the most important thing to realize, Swati? You are born with your husband, your father, mother, child, grandmother, grandfather. You are born with everybody?
No.
No. But when you are living, you are always worried about my mother, my father, my mother, my father, my mother, my father, my mother. Your mother and your father have got their own karma. You cannot go on living a life thinking about mother and father. I'm just giving an example. I can talk of my husband or wife. I can talk about my son or daughter. I'm not giving anybody. They are all important, but they are not more important than your life. They are not more important than your enlightenment. They are not more. Tomorrow, if you die, you will leave everybody behind. Nah? Will you take anybody with you?
No.
You will not take anybody with you. Why don't you understand the simple truth? Tomorrow, if you have a car accident and you die, it's finished. What happened to all those bonds, that the worldly bonds? They get finished in 1 second. But you will come back. If you do not get enlightenment, you will return to earth in a rebirth. So Swati, we should not believe that we are controlled by external circumstances. You know what I told in this call some time back? External circumstances are not holding us back. We are clinging to the external circumstances. This is the problem. Think about it. The answer is we are clinging. When Buddha had to let go, Buddha also had a lot of problems. Father, mother, kingdom, wife, child. What did Buddha do? He just let go. You think Buddha did not have circumstances? Buddha had more circumstances than you and me. But then, okay, we have a few more minutes. Thank you, Swati, for your question. We have last 2-3 minutes, 2-3 questions before we end. Any question on any subject? Yes, Bliko. And Atmatray.
So my question is, like you said, example of Buddha, and we have example of Janak also, and we are common people, right? More or less close to Janak. So we have all the possessions and everything. So wherever we are, we don't have to change. So why then Buddha has to leave everything and go? Why he cannot do like Janak?
Because every individual has his own choice to make. You don't have to become Buddha. You don't have to become Janak. You can be Bliko. And people will follow Bliko. Let us make the point clear. Enlightenment of two people is not identical at all.
Yes.
Now let us analyze. Since you asked the question, let us analyze. The reason Buddha left and went is because Buddha found too much dukkha. When he was protected, you must understand the circumstances. Don't just blame Buddha. Why we blame Buddha? Why we don't blame his mother? Why we don't blame his father?
Blaming Buddha. Buddha,
no, not you.
I want to know the clarity
I'm trying to explain to you. Who was at fault, Buddha or Buddha's father? Because Buddha's father did not let him see suffering for 20 years. Buddha's father kept him away from old people, from death, from misery, from suffering. Suddenly one day, Bliko, when Buddha saw all these death happening, misery, suffering, war, what happened to him? He was overwhelmed. He was overwhelmed, and therefore he left the world and he was awakened. Does it mean, are we telling in this call, anybody should leave the world? Have you heard me telling one time, leave your family, leave your children and go? Have you? So what did Raja Janak? I hope you're clear about Buddha. I've given an explanation on Buddha. Now let me give you an explanation on Raja Janak. Raja Janak was a Raja. He's supposed to be the father of Sita. And he was in the kingdom and he was detached. He was completely detached. Even when there was a fire in the kingdom, all the pujaris and all the swamis and the gurus, they went running. And Janak was sitting aram se. And when they all came back after the fire was doused, They told Raja Janak, how come you are the Raja? You are sitting quietly. Whole kingdom is on fire. Raja Janak said, let the kingdom be on fire. Who put the fire? They will put off the fire. What is my problem? If finally everything is going to be burned down, what is the problem? What is the big deal? Raja Janak is an icon of detachment. Is an icon. So in some ways, Raja Janak is considered to be even stronger than Buddha, for example. See, but these are all mythological stories. What am I trying to tell you, Bliko? In this call,
is
in
it
this call,
Sthita Pragna, Guruji? Janak, Raja Janak was Sthita Pragna?
Yeah, Prabha, I'll answer your question in a moment after Bliko. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
So Bliko. So the point is this, Bliko, that I never tell in this call, you must be like Buddha. Have I ever told anybody? Why I myself am not like Buddha. I myself have not renounced the world. And I teach you all, I tell you, you must, people who talk, we must practice what they preach. Are we telling that today's world, we should all become like Buddhist monk, we should do bhikshus, we should give up the world, we should shave our head, and we should go begging? Are we talking about that type of in this call? So I'm concluding, but look at Raja Janak. Raja Janak is a great example, because when he woke up one day from his sleep, he told his wife, Rani, Rani, I had a dream. I had a dream that I am a beggar. You know the story, Bliko? I hope you remember this story. And then the wife told him, my dear Raja, that was a dream. Na? You are Raja. You are Raja, but the dream was you're a beggar. Raja Janak said, ye sach ya wo sach. Am I a Raja having a dream that I am a beggar? Or am I a beggar having a dream I am a Raja? He was such an enlightened person, Janak, that all the work stopped. If the minister came to sign check, he would ask the minister, okay, I will sign your check, but first to answer the question, ye sach ya wo sach. And then he would explain. Till who was the rishi who came to him? Ashtavakra. Ashtavakra, when Ashtavakra came to him, and Raja Janak asked him, Muni, ye sach ya wo sach. What did Ashtavakra tell Raja Janak? Ashtavakra told Janak, Raja, na ye sach, na wo sach. Na ye sach, na wo sach. So Bliko, what message you are getting from my answer is, na Buddha, na Janak. Na aapko banna hai Buddha, na aapko banna hai Janak. Aapko banna hai Bliko. Okay. So that is the answer. Before we come back, Prabha, you were asking, Janak was a Sthit Pragya, you were asking. We don't know.
Pragya, yeah.
Yeah, that so Sthit Pragya is what his quality he demonstrated. But Janak was living how many 1,000 years ago? I never met Janak. I can't tell you whether he was Sthit Pragya or not. Yeah. How can I tell you, Prabha?
True. Yeah, I know.
So, but what you say, the quality that he is supposed to have expressed are the qualities of a Sthit Pragya. That much is correct.
Yeah, thank
you.
A
Sthit Pragya is always in consciousness. A Sthit Pragya is one who is using intellect, who has overcome the wandering of the mind. A Sthit Pragya is, Sthit means steady. Pragya means intellect. Sthit Pragya means you have a steady intellect. Means you are never wavering with the mind.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm sorry to interrupt that time.
No problem. I just like to follow the protocol, but
it
you can
just
always
came in my mind, so I just.
That's why
it was a reaction. Sorry.
Yeah. That's why I took the liberty of replying you before Rekha Parwani and Atmatra. We are all one family. We all understand it, and we don't get the whole journey of spirituality is to see God in all. If we get upset,
reaction, like you know,
but if we get upset that somebody is interrupting the question, after all, we are all learning from each other. We should not get upset. We are all divine. We are all manifestations of the one divine. Prabhu is asking the question. Prabhu is giving the answer. Prabhu is listening. Prabhu is going offline. Prabhu is coming online. Prabhu is laughing. Prabhu is eating. Prabhu is doing everything. Okay, Rekha Parwani.
Shivoham AiR.
Shivoham, Rekha.
I was unwell since days, especially my body.
Your body was unwell.
Spiritual journey, yes. This spiritual journey with AiR and you gave me the strength and the realization that we have to surrender and accept. This is part of karma. So I have moved forward in this realization. I'm very thankful to you, AiR.
No, you be thankful to yourself and be thankful to SIP. My job is, I told you, my job is that of a postman. I carry a message from SIP and I come and deliver to you. That is my job. I am nothing more than postman. SIP gives a message, I bring the message and give it to you. So you must be grateful to SIP. Always you must fold your hands and you must say, SIP, I bow down to you. Yes, if you see somebody in the form of SIP and you bow down to them, you are bowing down to SIP. Nothing wrong in that. I bow down to all of you because I see SIP in all of you. I bow down. When I see somebody as a divine, I say you are my God, you are my God, you are my goddess, because I see that I see SIP in I see divine in the manifestation, right? Then therefore I bow down to the person completely. Okay, Atmatray.
Shivam, sir.
Atmatray. Yes, sir.
Sir, some people are emotional, but some people are aggressive type. Due to their previous karmas?
Both karmas, present and previous. Nothing is, see, Atmatray, nothing in this world is only because of previous karma. Nothing in this world.
Okay.
Except non-human beings. Non-human beings, a dog, a tree, a frog, a spider, they don't have present karma, only previous karma.
Okay.
Clear? I hope you're clear about it. A cat cannot create new karma. Cat will behave cat only. So there's no new. But Atmatray's behavior, whether it is emotional or aggressive, is a combination of twin karma. Twin karma means prarabdha karma and agami karma. The opening balance and the current account. Both are involved.
I see.
And you all should have this very clarity in thought. If you're in consciousness, you don't have to have any doubt in these matters. Just go to consciousness. You will get the. Am I right? Are you agree? You agree to the point, Atmatray, or you disagree?
I am agree, sir.
Because Atmatray, that aggressive behavior or the emotional behavior could be past karma, could be present karma. It could be both the karmas. Okay. How do we know, Atmatray?
Environment effect hota hai.
It may be choice. Suppose you are choosing, suppose you have chosen some company, you have chosen a bad company and that bad company is making you emotional. You have chosen a bad company and that bad company is making you aggressive. Suppose but the choice of the company is yours now. Who you are choosing in this janma, see, a lot of people think, oh, marriage is made in heaven. Rubbish. Rubbish. How can marriage be made in heaven? You have choice. No, you have given a choice. Of course, maybe the proposal is made in heaven. Maybe the proposal is made in heaven and the proposal comes in front of you. But you can say yes or you can say no. The discrimination is in our hands.
One example. I want to say, my one relatives has see 100 of girls. First ladies, he accepted after 100 of ladies he has seen. I think the marriage was fixed with her in some relation, maybe.
And then?
हिंदी में बता दो. और जो पहली लड़की देखी थी, 100 लड़की देखने के बाद पहली लड़की से शादी हो गई. Why it happens?
because 100 लड़की को reject किया ना, 100 लड़की को वो दिमाग use करके used his discrimination and rejected, and he chose the first one. It may be past karma. I'm not telling it is not past karma. It is a combination of past karma and present karma. Life is twin karma. Life is twin karma. Try to walk with one leg and show me. Atma, try to walk with one leg and show me.
No.
We need 2 legs. We need both the legs to walk. Past karma, present karma. Past karma, present karma. Past karma, present karma. Then only we can move forward. Yes, my dear friends, last question before I close. Anybody wants to ask a last question? The last question. Yes, Rohit.
Yeah, from the conversation which we heard right now,
Yeah.
the question is, do we have a free will?
So what do you think? So I'm asking you.
It's still, I mean, a debate for me.
No,
But
I'm asking. So no. It's debate. You know what the debate, Rohit? The debate is in your mind. I am now activating your intellect. I am asking you whatever you want today. You can decide to do something and not do something. You have a free will, or you think you don't have a free will. What do you think?
yeah, I mean, but it is again what we think that it's a choice to us.
So let me explain to you. Can I explain to you now? Today, let me give you an answer which at
Because
least you're satisfied.
it's
I want you
kind
to be
like
satisfied. No, I want you to be satisfied with this answer.
only that first, because which I think is Runanubandhu.
1 minute, 1 minute. Let me 1 minute. Let me give you a satisfactory answer before we close. Okay, ready?
Yes.
You are thinking there are some things which are within your control and some things you cannot control. Agree?
Yes.
Now let me explain to you. Those things which you can control are your willpower. And those things which you cannot control are your past karma. You cannot control. Did you understand the answer?
Can you repeat that once again, please, Guruji?
Those things that you cannot control are those predestined things which are your past karma. And there are many things you can control with your free will. That is your present karma. Did you understand?
Yes.
There are some things, I'm repeating. There are some things which you cannot have a free will. That's what's troubling you. There are some things you are not able to change. Am I right?
Yes.
Those are because of your past karma. You can't change that. But there are many things you can change because they are in your present karma. You can change. Rohit, please come back if you haven't. I tried to satisfy you. I'm not sure if you got that. You agreed or you didn't agree. I don't know. Did you agree or you didn't agree?
Not very much.
Sure.
But yeah, I'm not sure.
Today, Rohit, you are in a state of mind today. I hope tomorrow you will come back in a state of consciousness and we will have another discussion with you on all your questions. I look forward to continuing the discussion with you tomorrow. But the rest of you, with folded hands, I bow down to all of you, and we'll see you tomorrow at 8.